In the beginning there was only silence, an endless velvet dark, stitched with the light of nascent stars, a cosmic ballet, unfolding without an audience, without applause, without purpose. Galaxies spun like forgotten music boxes, nebulae bloomed and withered like impossible flowers. It was a universe of immense, staggering beauty, indifferent to its own grandeur. It simply was. There was no why. There was only the quiet hum of existence, a symphony of everything and nothing all at once. It asked for no meaning, for it was complete in its own silent, sprawling majesty. Then a flicker, a whisper of consciousness on a pale blue dot, turning in the unfathomable void. Humanity. We awoke with eyes full of starlight and hearts full of questions. We looked up at the silent heavens and felt a profound loneliness, a terror of the infinite emptiness. We couldn't bear the silence. We couldn't accept that this grand cosmic stage was without a script, without a director. And so we began to write one. We carved our anxieties into stone, built temples to shield us from the quiet indifference of the cosmos. We told stories around flickering fires, tales of gods and ghosts, of beginnings and ends, of a grand design woven just for us. We convinced ourselves that the universe was not just looking but watching, judging, waiting. We painted our purpose onto the canvas of the void. We declared that suffering was a test, that love was a divine gift, that death was not an end, but a doorway. We invented meaning as a shield against the terror of meaninglessness. Our philosophies blossomed like desert flowers, intricate and beautiful, each claiming to hold the one true map to salvation, to enlightenment, to the ultimate answer. We wrote books, thousands of them, millions of them, each a desperate attempt to fill the silence with our own voice. This search for purpose became our driving force, our greatest creation and our most terrible curse. It fueled our ambition. We built cities that scraped the sky, monuments to our own significance, desperate to leave a mark on a universe that would eventually erase everything. Our quest for a shared meaning, a collective why, soon fractured. My purpose became a rival to your purpose. My God, an enemy to your God. The lines we drew in the sand to define our truths became battle lines. We waged wars not for land or resources, but for ideas, for the validation that our story, our meaning, was the correct one. We marched under banners of ideology, convinced that our path was righteous, that the sacrifices were noble. We spilled blood to sanctify our beliefs, to prove to ourselves and to the silent stars that our lives, our struggles, had a higher calling. The very systems we created to give life meaning became engines of immense suffering. We built hierarchies, cast out those who didn't fit our narrative, and demonized the other, all in the name of a purpose we ourselves had invented. We were children, lost in a forest of our own making, fighting over a map that led nowhere. The fire of our ambition burned brighter and hotter. We turned from gods to gold, from prophets to prophets. The new meaning became progress, growth, acquisition. We chased efficiency, productivity, power. We built machines to conquer nature, to bend the world to our will, convinced that in our dominion we would find our significance. We measured a life's worth in what it produced, what it owned, what it achieved. The pressure to be somebody, to have a grand purpose, became a crushing weight on the human soul. We became cogs in a machine of our own design, turning and turning, chasing a light that was always just ahead, always receding. Now we live in a new temple, the temple of the screen. We scroll through digital worlds, curated realities that offer us fleeting moments of connection and purpose. We project idealized versions of ourselves into the void, hoping for validation in the form of likes and shares. We have traded the vast, silent universe for a small, glowing rectangle that whispers constant promises of meaning. Buy this, be this, feel this. We are more connected than ever, and yet more alone. The silence we so feared has been replaced by a cacophony of noise, a constant stream of information that tells us who we should be, what we should want, and why we should feel incomplete. We pray to reflections of ourselves, to algorithms designed to feed our hunger for significance. We mistake distraction for fulfillment, noise for substance. The books of philosophy gather dust. The stars in the sky are obscured by the glow of our cities. We have become so engrossed in the meaning we have created that we have forgotten the universe that exists without it. We are ghosts haunting our own lives, chasing shadows in a digital labyrinth, terrified of what we might find if we ever stopped, if we ever looked up, if we ever truly listened to the silence again. But what if we were wrong from the very beginning? What if the universe was never cruel, never uncaring, but simply neutral, a stage without a play? Its silence wasn't a judgment, but an invitation to simply be. We were so terrified of the void that we filled it with monsters and gods, with rules and purposes. We built a prison of meaning around ourselves because we were afraid of the freedom of having none. We have been running for millennia from the simple, terrifying, and liberating truth: there is no inherent purpose. The suffering, the wars, the division, it was all born from our desperate need to be right, our refusal to accept the beautiful, humbling ambiguity of existence. We were so busy searching for a reason to live that we forgot how to live. We were so busy trying to find meaning in life that we failed to find the meaning of life. We looked to the heavens for an answer, when the answer was in our own breath, in the warmth of the sun on our skin, in the kindness we share with one another, not as part of a grand design, but as simple, fleeting moments of grace in an indifferent cosmos. Perhaps the journey was never about finding the destination. Perhaps the point was to stop searching, to let go of the need for an answer, to stand here under the vast, silent and beautiful expanse of it all, and finally understand, to dismantle the temples, to burn the maps, to turn off the screens, and to just be, here, now, without a script, without an audience, without a grander point. Perhaps the meaning of life was never to find meaning, but to live without it.